JD Vance responds with this gotcha question to somebody who's trying to get him with an Israel American foreign aid contribution question, as they always like to show, pull the Miriam Adelson, Trump Foundation, this and that money. This is an incredible response by JD Vance. This is not by any means a promotion, a political promotion for JD Vance. I don't promote any politicians on this page. If you don't believe me, you can go back. And if you're brand new, welcome. If you're looking for a boots on the ground reality without talking about politics, foreign policy, and getting into all of that, welcome. I'm the other Barack, and I'm coming to you live and direct from the Holy Land in Israel. If you have not already, it would mean the world if you could just press that subscribe button so you can join the community, and that bell icon so you are notified when we put content out. Let's get into it.
Hello. I have a question about Israel and Trump's policy towards it. Do you think it's a conflict of interest for Miriam Adelson, an Israeli donor, to give millions of dollars to his campaign and then Trump have pro-Israeli policies?
Well, if you're asking, do I think the President of the United States has a conflict of interest? No, I do not, because I know how the President of the United States makes his decisions, and I see it behind the scenes. Now, as the President himself has said, Miriam Adelson, who, by the way, I know, and I have a very good relationship with her, she is very clear about the fact. She doesn't hide the fact that she really loves Israel, and that is part of what motivates her political giving. That is a reality. At the same time, the President of the United States is America first through and through. And let me give you just a couple of examples of this. Number one, we have heard from some pro-Israel voices, some people who really love the state of Israel, that they don't want us to have a relationship with certain Middle Eastern countries. Well, the president, his attitude is, we need to build relationships with any country where we have shared interests, and he's going to do it if it's in the interests of the American people, and he's done exactly that. Number two, there were people, and I remember this criticism of the President of the United States, I just raised it in the context of a conversation that I had with Charlie. I remember when people said that the President of the United States was going to get us into a multi-100,000 troop regime change war for Israel. This was 4 months ago. This was 6 months ago. Now, the people who accused the President of the United States of wanting to get us into a regime change war for Israel, I wonder if they stepped back and said, you know what, we were wrong about that, because the President of the United States did not want to get us into a regime change war for any other country. He wanted to knock out a nuclear facility and get everybody back home, and that's exactly what he did. So I understand there's some frustrations out there, but I think the President of the United States, more than any president of my lifetime, is willing to stand up to anybody if he thinks it puts the interests of the American people first. Thank you.
It's a pretty profound response. And, let's talk about the alternative. Can we, because the alternative is what the pro-Palestinian anti-Israel camp loves to do. They like to just propose alternatives of what Israel should have done or what America should have done. You know what? It is November 2025. If Trump did not allow the destruction of the nuke sites, and he did not give the green go, or he did not co-sign it, or whatever you want to think happened behind closed doors with these politicians, because at the end of the day, these politicians, especially Bibi and Trump, who are on the same team because they have to be on the same team, because they have to fight off radical Islamists both in the States and in the Middle East, which is why Israel is such an imperative role as an outpost of what America stands for in the Middle East. Anyways, if they chose not to do that, you guys realize that the alternative is that here in November, we would be at a massive war with enemies surrounding Israel, which means more destruction to Gaza. Why? Why is that, Barack? Well, when Iran funds all of its satellite offices across the Middle East, the octopus that we like to talk about, as long as that head of the snake has its ability to operate, to fund, to continue to build out what is their most existential threat, that poses a massive threat onto Israel, because they are clawed by terrorists who hate each other, by the way, but that are just trying to destruct Israel. And it's, those game machines when you go into an arcade and you have to take the claw and try to grab, the bunny, or try to grab the ball. That is what these terrorist entities, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, Yemen, Iran, or Hezbollah, should I say, trying to do to Israel. Okay? And so as long as the thing that is controlling the gear shift of the claws, this is a fucking good analogy, the gear shift If the gear shift's broken, the claws then, by definition, do not have a way to operate as well as they were before simultaneously, which is the operation of the IRGC in what happened beginning in the late 1970s when the Shah was overthrown. And Khomeini decided to say, let's go fuck Israel, the small Satan, on our way to go fuck America, the big Satan. If you're an American, you should thank Israel. You don't have to like them, you should thank them. Your borders would be way different if Israel was not fighting the fight that you know you don't want to fight, but Israel is going to help you, so it's going to fight it for you. You should be thanking Israel, bro. Otherwise, you would have American soldiers on 20 to 30 different outposts here, satellite branches, trying to fight other nations. Here in the Middle East, there would be a much higher casualty count of American soldiers if Israel was not here. If Israel was wiped from the river to the sea, Lord have mercy, America, pack your fucking bags, bro. Pack them up. That's what I have to say about this. Thank you so much for all of your support. I'll see you next video. Here are 4 ways you can help us grow if you believe in our mission. On Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal, you can directly contribute to helping this message grow and reach more people across the world. If you want to join the inner circle, join our Patreon with different tiers, and of course, our Discord community, which is free with people from all across the world. The links to every single one are in the description. And last but not least, to the other Brock community, I love you. Ani ohev otchem. I'll see you guys next time.